I could be wrong. I could be right. But I think this year might be a very interesting, somewhat decent year than last year. I know it's been rough on us Star Wars fans and the Star Wars fandom. But the greatest news I think that needs to happen now, I'm not saying we're out of the woods. There could be more bad stuff coming, or there could be more stuff that we might think is good but might end up being bad. Stuff that might be bad, that might be underratedly good. But unfortunately, I can't predict the future. If I did, I would make a lot of money. But all I'm saying is, at least there's one good news that came out for films these days, and that is Kathleen Kennedy. Yes, the executive producer or chairman of Lucasfilm has stepped down to let someone else take over her reign. Now, hold on, everybody. Like I said, this doesn't mean we're out of the woods. I know we may have some directors or producers that could do better, or, let's not forget, could do a lot more worse than saying the Force is female. Now let me just get this out of the way, and let me just get this out of the way as clear as possible. I don't hate strong women. I just hate poorly written women, and that's what I can just basically say about Rey. Now, yes, I'm not going to take out the Blu-ray right now, because I know you guys are sick of me doing that. Force Awakens, I can say, is the lesser of the evil of the Disney Star Wars movies. And honestly, Rogue One, I think some people kind of praise it, and some people kind of say, why does anybody think this is the best one out of the Disney films? Here's what I can say about Rogue One. Rogue One fits the story of A New Hope. How Leia got captured by Darth Vader. How the plans of destroying the Death Star got released and got to R2. Or how did Vader even know that Leia was on the ship that was escaping? Those are things that's like, yes, they got that right. Come on, they got that right. How Vader knows how Leia is part of the Resistance, and how, Leia got the plans to R2. That's the real reason why I think Rogue One and Force Awakens are the only good Disney Star Wars movies we've gotten. Now, yes, I know you guys know I'm going to mention Last Jedi, Solo: A Star Wars Story, Rise of Skywalker. I already said my piece about these movies, but I'm sorry, Kathleen Kennedy did not do a good job with these stories. Now, yes, Colin Trevorrow, I think that's how you say his name, the same guy who did the Jurassic World franchise, did Jurassic World 1 and 3. You probably wondering what I think about Jurassic World from last year, the one that came out last year. It's a piece of shit. But either way, getting off topic, Last Jedi, I'm sorry guys. I know there's a majority of people who say, hey, Last Jedi is a good movie. You shouldn't hate on it. Listen, I know I'm going to get these Disney Star Wars fans who are going to be in my comment section and say, oh, Alex, we know you hate Last Jedi. You are one of those Star Wars fans who just enjoy whatever the original Star Wars movies were like. But I'm sorry. Last Jedi, I know I said my piece, but I'm going to be as brief as possible. It's still the worst out of the Star Wars movies. Yes, but not as worse as Rise of Skywalker, which I talked about last year. But I'm sorry, Kathleen Kennedy, even when it comes to, yes, you know what else I'm going to mention? Indiana Jones 5. And the Dial of Bullshit. I know there may be some people who are like, hey, Dial of Destiny is a good movie. Don't criticize it. Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, Dial of Destiny has got to be even worse than Crystal Skull. Now, yes, I know I've said my piece about Dial of Destiny, and you guys know from the get-go, I wasn't too enthusiastic of liking it. I thought making it was a really dumb mistake. I thought, bringing Harrison Ford, who's like in his late 70s, playing Indiana Jones, trying to be an action hero, it's like, I'm sorry, guys. I know there's some people who may thinking, well, it's sad that Kathleen Kennedy's gone. It's sad that she won't be making any more Star Wars films, or probably might not have much credit in the Star Wars films or Lucasfilms or whatever. I'm sorry, Kathleen Kennedy, you guys may be thinking, heck, maybe she was doing a good job. Maybe she was doing a great job. I'm sorry, but most majority of us, of the fandom, we really hate this lady. Because one, let's not forget, I know you're going to hate what I'm going to mention, but I'm sorry to tell you, her name was attached to this one certain film you may hear me talk about a lot in the past, recently, and technically recently. You know she was the exact same producer for Last Airbender. Can you not see, lady, I just gotta tell you, did you not read that script? Did you not even read how bad that script was? Did you not even read or comprehend at reading this script on the dumb lines that's being said about in Last Airbender? The Earthbenders being in an Earth place where they can Earthbend anyway, and they just need to be like, oh, you just need to Earthbend, and that's it. And I'm like, lady, did you not read that script and kind of make it a suggestion like, how about instead of them being surrounded by Earth, how about them in actual metal prison camp? And I know you guys may be thinking, oh, here he goes. He's talking about Last Airbender, one of M. Night Shyamalan's worst films, which I can understand. I know it's now been 15 years of Last Airbender, but I'm sorry. She was the producer for that movie. Don't forget, she was the producer of that movie. And also, our dear beloved Steven Spielberg also mentioned something about her that makes me say to ourselves, George Lucas, you should have not picked this lady to be the producer or head chairman of your once great but now turned to shame franchise, which is Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Willow, I did not bother. The Willow TV show, I didn't get a chance to watch, but all I can just tell you, you're just going to hear me say the same thing about that. But all I can just tell you, the fact that Steven Spielberg said she didn't take any notes, she didn't even listen to certain things that were mentioned, or didn't even try to write things down for her to memorize, or write things down for her to be, in the room. The fact that her producing idea was I'm just not in the room. I'm just the lady who has Steven Spielberg's coffee, and that's basically it. And the only thing that Steven Spielberg said that was actually good about her, she knew how to do coffee good. Steven Spielberg said she only knows how to just, I want my coffee, cream, sugar, and, and that's it. I'm like, that's all you're good at? Making coffee? Not even try to focus on what's being said, this character is this because of this character is this because of that, or this character does this because it will make this make sense, or something. You just weren't in the room, just paying attention. And now, looking at the script of Last Jedi, you're saying, yeah, let's really make Luke Skywalker the polar opposite of what he was in the original Star Wars movies. I'm sorry, but I know a lot of you might be saying, oh, he's still hating on Last Jedi. Listen, I'm going to be nice for once. There's some parts of Last Jedi I do like. And to tell you the truth, there's some parts of Rise of Skywalker, I kind of like, but I wish they did a better job. Like, if you just look at Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, it's like, what were you guys even thinking? Did you guys even had a plan? Even bringing J.J. Abrams back, getting rid of Colin Trevorrow, I'm like, even finding out that Colin Trevorrow's idea of Episode 9, I'm like, dude, hearing what you kind of were going to do in Episode 9, but Kathleen Kennedy like, oh, I don't like that Colin Trevorrow made fun of Rian Johnson's work, so he's fired. And just the amount of people who were fired. Like, the whole thing with Solo: A Star Wars Story. The same guys who worked on Spider-Verse. Same guys who work on Spider-Man Spider-Verse. It's like, you fired them? I can understand getting, like, freaking, who is it? Oh, yeah, Ron Howard to do to do Solo: A Star Wars Story. I can understand. But do you know who was actually going to direct? And now I know you guys just heard me say I love what they did in freaking Force Awakens. But I should mention, do you know who they originally wanted? Who could have made the first Disney Star Wars movie great? Who's been in Disney? The one who made Mrs. Incredible have the nicest ass, or a gorgeous looking ass, you could probably just look at the memes about. Yeah, you heard me right. Brad Bird. And just to let you know, Brad Bird may or may not be coming back for Incredibles 3. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Yes, if you just leave a comment if he is. But Brad Bird, I loved what he did in Mission Impossible 4. Loved, alright, Incredibles 2, I will mention this year. I'll talk about this year. But Incredibles 1, I just enjoyed the hell out of that. Incredibles 2, yes, I will talk about that this year. But the amount of action, the amount of choreography, the amount of special effects and animation, would you really picture that if Brad Bird, same guy who made Mission Impossible 4, Ghost Protocol, same guy who made the Incredibles movies, and the same guy who did Ratatouille, and okay, Tomorrowland has its pros and cons, but not a great movie. But all I'm just saying is, Brad Bird would have knocked it out of the park for Episode 7. Like, literally, just knock it out of the park and make a badass Star Wars movie. And heck, maybe would have gotten Leia and Han's kids being the main characters. Maybe would have Luke's son or daughter be one of the main characters, and it'd be like the passing the torch to the new generation, which would have been better. But no, what we get, no, Rey, you don't have to work too hard. You're a Mary Sue, so you don't have to worry about training yourself. You just know what you know, just like that. And like I said, I don't hate strong women. I really don't hate strong women. I've watched tons of... You know what, I don't need to beat a dead horse. You guys know I like strong women anyway. Strong, sexy women. But heck, it's whatever. But all I'm just saying is, Kathleen Kennedy, just everything she has done to Lucasfilm, it's not great. Ruining Han, ruining Luke, not even having Han, Leia, and Luke have a scene where they're both together. I can understand that Harrison Ford wanted to kill Han Solo off, and J.J. Abrams was like, okay. I can understand, killing the past characters off, which, I mean, like, you could do that, or you could do something that's doesn't involve Luke dying on an island or using a power that's somehow... I don't get that part, but I'm just saying, people wanted a better Star Wars movie. Now, yes, some people are like, this could be bad or this could be good, but, we got yeah, the fandom hates. The fandom really hates maybe all these Disney Star Wars movies. Like I said, Rogue One is a good exception. Now, part of me does think Star Wars Starfighter. Now, yes, I know I mentioned this before, but I don't know about that one. Could it be good? Could it be great? Well, it has Ryan Gosling as the main character, and I'm always down for whatever he is in, basically. But all I'm just saying is Kathleen Kennedy is no longer a part of Lucasfilm. And what can I say for that is, well, there's the door. Don't let it hit your stupid, idiotic, ungrateful ass on the way out. That's all I can basically say. Now, who would we get for new chairman? I don't know. I mean, some of these new Disney producers or Disney Star Wars producers could do better or worse. Who knows? Who the hell knows? Maybe we might not get this Rey movie we were supposed to get. Maybe we'll get more of Star Wars Starfighter, more sequels for that, or some other spin-off Star Wars sequel that we'll probably get. So either way, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse anymore, because all I can say is she's gone. Bye, good riddance. No one gives a shit. And also, what else can I really say? Well, I can tell you this. No, I got nothing else to say. Bye, good riddance. Don't let the door hit your stupid, idiotic, ungrateful ass on the way out. And that's all I can basically say. Now, with that being done and said, my next video might be the behind the scenes of Space Human Warrior. And honestly, I still have one thing I need to shoot and film. So once I get all that done, next week, you'll get from that week, you'll get a couple of videos, maybe not a lot, but you'll get the videos of the behind the scenes stuff. But either way, that's today's video. And since we're getting a new Michael Jackson film, I think I want to kind of play favorites and tell you guys what I think about the last few biofilms we've got of Michael Jackson. That includes Jackson's The American Dream, Michael Jackson and The Man in the Mirror. But with that being done and said, Vertical Spy, outro. And one last comment I want to mention. The person you see in the end of this video is the real Steve Blum. Voice of Spike, Tom, and many other voice acting characters he's done. So definitely listen to him when he says, Steve?
Yo, Steve Blum here, voice of Spike Spiegel. Remember to subscribe and get vertical.